Okay, so what if the next computer wasn't in your pocket or on your wrist, but was actually directly on your eye? A completely seamless, invisible interface that could track your health and just overlay digital info right onto the real world. Let's really dive into this. This is the vision, right? A smart contact lens that turns your eye into a display. Navigation, notifications, your vital health data, all of it just appearing weightlessly in your line of sight. It's the ultimate mashup of human sight and digital information. But is this just a cool dream from a sci-fi movie? Or are we, right on the verge of a tech revolution that's going to fundamentally change how we see the world? That's the huge question we're going to try and answer. To get to the bottom of it, we're going to look at the eye as a whole new type of screen. We'll break down how this tech actually works, explore its incredible potential in healthcare, and then we'll have to face the hard lessons from Google Glass. And finally, we'll ask, what does this all mean for our bionic future? So first up, let's really wrap our heads around the core promise here. We're not just talking about correcting your vision anymore. This is something way, way more profound. Just try to imagine it. You're out for a run, and your pace and heart rate are just there, subtly displayed in your peripheral vision. Or maybe you're walking through a new city and arrows literally appear on the street in front of you, guiding you. It's the ultimate heads-up display where the computer itself just disappears and becomes this invisible helper. It sounds incredible, for sure, but it also sounds incredibly difficult to build. So how does it actually work? Well, it really boils down to solving two massive engineering puzzles, getting the tracking just right and figuring out how to power it. And I mean, really think about that for a second. You have to somehow cram sensors, processors, and a power source onto a soft, flexible little lens. But the real trick, the absolute key, is knowing exactly where the eye is looking, down to the millisecond. If you don't have that, you can't place an image correctly. It's a non-starter. The secret weapon here is a principle called parallax. You can actually see it for yourself right now. Go on, hold your thumb out in front of you. Now close one eye, then the other. See how your thumb seems to jump back and forth against the background? That little shift is parallax, and engineers are using it in a totally brilliant way to track eye moves. So how do they take that tiny parallax effect and make it big enough to measure? Well, they use this amazing visual shortcut. It all starts with two microscopic grids or gratings. They're overlapped inside the lens with a teensy tiny gap between them. And when you do that, this completely new, much larger visual pattern just appears, almost like magic. It's an optical illusion called a moire pattern. And this is where the magic trick really pays off. As the eye moves, that little bit of parallax makes the moire pattern shift a lot. An external camera can read that massive shift, which lets the system track your gaze with an incredible precision of just 0.3 degrees. It's this super elegant, low-power solution to a ridiculously complex problem. Okay, so tracking is solved. That's one huge problem down. But now for the next one, how in the world do you put a battery on your eyeball? Turns out the usual ways are a really bad idea. As Dr. Yoon Jung-hoon points out here, things like metal electrodes or even the tiny coils for wireless charging, those are not things you want anywhere near your cornea. So the big challenge is finding a power source that's not just tiny, but also completely safe for your body. The solution is, well, it's genius. It's a battery that's powered by your own tears. Yep, scientists have made this super thin battery that's coated with an enzyme, and that enzyme reacts with a salt that's already, naturally, in your tears. This safe biological reaction creates enough electricity to power the lens and send out data for more than 12 hours straight. Wild. Okay, so we have tracking and we have power. Now we get to the real so what of it all. This technology could totally change healthcare. Because your eye isn't just for seeing, it's also a window into the health of your whole body. These lenses could give us constant, non-invasive health data. We're talking about measuring eye pressure to catch glaucoma super early, or analyzing glucose in your tears for diabetics with no finger pricks at all, and even monitoring temperature for things like dry eye syndrome. This is what proactive, personalized medicine actually looks like. And why does this matter so much? Because 140 million people around the world are already wearing contact lenses. The platform for getting this out there is enormous. This isn't some niche gadget. It has the potential to become a vital health tool for a huge chunk of the population. But before we get completely carried away with all the amazing possibilities, we really need to take a step back and have a serious reality check, because we have seen this exact kind of vision for augmented reality crash and burn before. We have to talk about the Google Glass problem. Just look at the parallels here. The vision is identical, an always-on, heads-up display to augment reality. And the core challenge that completely doomed Google Glass is exactly the same. This really deep public anxiety about privacy, about the idea of being constantly recorded. So the big question is, are we any more ready for this today than we were back in 2014? The legal and ethical questions here are just staggering. I mean, as the Journal of High Technology Law points out, these devices could collect and store the most intimate details of our lives. Who owns that data? How is it kept safe? These are not small questions. And the risk goes even deeper than that. We all worry about our phones getting hacked, right? But this technology puts a hackable, connected computer inside our bodies. The stakes for cybersecurity have literally never been higher. So this all brings us to our final section, which is basically where we are today. We're sort of caught between this absolutely breathtaking vision and a very, very complex reality. And I think this one image just says it all. On the left, you see the sleek, futuristic concept art. And on the right, well, that's a current prototype on a Model I. This really captures the gap that we still need to cross. The tech is real, it's coming along, but we're not quite living in that science fiction movie. At least not yet. And that really brings us to the final and most crucial thought. The science is moving so fast that the question isn't really, can we build this anymore? The technology is pretty much within our grasp. A much harder and way more important question that we all need to answer is the one you see right here. Should we?